Folks, your next comic coming to the stage is The Cruel to My Unusual Punishment. Please put your hands together for Casey Campbell.
Hey, how are you guys doing tonight? So I was listening to the radio the other day and I heard a commercial. It was pretty interesting. It got me thinking. It was for Buffalo Wild Wings, and it said, if you could have Buffalo Wild Wings all the time, every day would be a perfect day. And I thought, yeah, that's probably right. Supposing that your idea of a perfect day starts out by crying on the bathroom floor between bouts of fiery diarrhea. Just gorge on buffalo wings, shit your brains out. I think they did it at Guantanamo Bay. Not sure. I listen to the radio a lot because I have to drive a lot, because I made the poor decision of living in Estacada, which is an hour away from absolutely everything. But I've learned some things living in Estacada. One thing is how to deal with critters. There's a lot of critters out there, and sometimes they're dead critters. There's a lot of dead critters that I've had to deal with. One of the first instances that I had, we had a mouse problem, and I had to kind of just learn how to deal with this. I went out and got mouse traps, the little snap traps, and I had no idea how fucking gruesome those things are. It's terrible. We put one out, I heard the little snap, and I ran over. I was like, okay, we got something. And it was the most horrible thing I ever saw. Its skull was cracked in half at the bar, and its eyeball was just bulging out, and it was looking up at me like, why would you do this to me? And the most fucking heartbreaking part about the whole thing was right there next to the mousetrap was his little red motorcycle. It was still running. So I live in Estacada with my fiance. I love her very much. We've been together 6 years almost. We're getting married next summer. That's another thing. Thank you. That's another thing I hear on the radio quite often is commercials for engagement rings. I'm sure you guys have heard them. Hello, fellas. Are you thinking of popping that question? If so, then come to Shane Company for her engagement ring. Try our new blood diamond collection. She'll love the sparkling brilliance of a blood diamond. And as an added bonus, we guarantee that blood was shed to bring you every single rock in this collection. In our deluxe blood diamond line, we assure you that a human life was lost to bring you that ring. And in the premier line, we prove to you that it was a child by giving you a picture and the child's name, who died to bring you your wife's new engagement band. So when you're thinking of popping that question, come to Shane Company. Shane Company Jewelers off Highway 217 across from the Washington Square Mall. Open weekdays till 8, Saturday and Sunday till 5. Online at shaneco.com. So when I met my fiance, I was driving a school bus at the time. That was kind of a weird job for me because I was about 22, 23, and people thought it was really weird that I drove a school bus. Like, I get these parents that would see me and they go, well, what is this stoner doing driving my kid home from school? And I thought that was really unfair because I don't even smoke pot very often. But no, it was really just kind of a shitty thing for people to do. And not to mention, I can't believe not one of these people has ever seen an episode of the fucking Simpsons before. One of the particularly worst people, probably the worst one I experienced, was this mom had drove by while I was outside at like way off school property, taking a smoke break, smoking a cigarette, and she drives by and she's like, "What are you doing smoking? You're not supposed to smoke cigarettes. I don't want my children around smokers." And I was like, okay, well, I don't know what to do. This lady's a bitch. So So she went to the principal, and like as a 23-year-old man, I got called into the principal's office. And we sat down, we hashed it out, we figured out that since I'm a responsible adult and there were no children around, nobody gives a fuck. But, you know, it really bothered me, and I thought long and hard about what it was that I wanted to say to her if I ever saw her again, and I figured it out. What I would say is, "You were right." So, another radio thing that I did was when I drove the bus and listened to 94.7 a lot. I hate that station now. It's so repetitive. I know you've heard those commercials. At 94.7 Alternative Portland, we strive to bring you the latest and greatest in alternative music. And then, we play that music 1,000 times a day until you hate it. Coming up this hour, we've got George Ezra, Budapest. Followed by U2, and then some shit from the 80s. 94.7 Alternative Portland, ruining music for you one song at a time. Over and over and over again. Thank you guys, you've been awesome.
Keep it going for Casey Campbell, everybody.